All right, here's where we left off on modeling the doghouse scene. Last time I've got our textured little doghouse here, a camera and a plane and a HDR image in behind, and it's time to move on. So I'm coming out of camera mode here, and go back to look dev here. Now, as I look at this, I'm not certain I like all this texture, but I just wanted to show you that it's pretty easy if we wanted to change this. If I just select that piece, let's say, I can select it here and I can rotate 90. Select it over here, rotate 90. Just G and move it around. Let's see, you got that one, this one, rotate Y 90. I think I would prefer that. And this one. So very easy to change that. And I might prefer that. Okay, it's up to you though. All right, so what we're going to do is let's go back to layout and let's make some rocks. So let's hide that camera. All right, and 3 cursors right there. And Shift A, Mesh, Icosphere. Go to Edit Mode and scale it down. Okay, just like that. And we'll go into sculpting. And I'm going to come down here to symmetry, make sure that's off. And I can press F, make it bigger. And I'm just going to push and pull some points around here and to make rock. So I'm going to go into texture paint here and select, and you can see there is a UV already. So I went into texture paint, I get this UV window, and I'm going to press U, Smart UV Project, and I'll change the island margin to about 0.06, and I'll get all these nice pieces here. Okay, cool. So let's make sure we're on the point. I go back to texture paint here. And when I do that, this should pop up here. And I see no textures. So I'm going to click here, base color. I'm going to name this rock. Base color. I don't need an alpha. And I'm going to make this sort of a dark gray starting color for my rock. And it'll go right there. And I can come over on this side here, and I can choose that, fills that in there. Okay, now I want to paint with a texture. So when I come down to here, texture, there's no texture. So click over here, I'm going to click new and image and movie, open, and I need a texture. Get this from cgtextures.com, and I have to choose rock and just go for any rock texture. Try that one. Okay, and I'm also going to come under here, back to my tools, and I should see my texture here under mapping. Instead of tiled, I'm going to choose stencil. So when I move my mouse over here, I will see. All right, so I'm just going to position my rock. And I'm going to say F for my brush size, it's fine. And I can see my rock in behind my texture, and I'm just going to left click and sort of push, and that sort of paints the texture onto the rock. And I'm going to move around to different positions, and I'm just going to sort of paint onto this rock with that. And I'm moving in and out, so it changes the size of the texture, but it's not going to look too bad, I hope. I'm going to try to stay kind of in the middle of the rock. That'll help to reduce the stretching. I can just do, my normal modes of 7 and Control 7 for the bottom and 3 for the sides, say. I just kind of go back over and over it again. All right, so all the little spots, and if I see a spot like that, just go over it. Okay, let's go back to layout. Alt-H, bring everything back. Look dev, and there's my rock. And I want it into the ground a little bit. I'm going to take this and copy it. And I'm going to rotate this. There we go. And let's look through the camera. And I have a couple of rocks. We'll do a little bit more. Let's go into shading. And the object is my rock. And you can see here's my texture right there. And we'll do this. Focus on that guy. All right, I might want to change the color a little bit, so I can go Shift A, color, hue and saturation, and I might knock this value down to 0.3, let's say, if I want. Okay, that'll affect the two of them, and I think I'm going to go for that. And we can do a little bit of bump on this, sort of a fake bump, by vector bump. And I'm going to take the color here, and I'll come down into the height and change this to say 0.15 maybe, and take the normal into the normal here. And we get a little bit of bump here, just to sort of bounce some light around. Okay, and that'll happen on the other one as well. Back to layout, and that's what we get. So now we have a couple of rocks for our scene. All right, the next thing is going to be to add grass-like stuff to the plane, so we'll do that in the next video.